Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the People's Choice Podcast for episode 47. I'm here, your host, Alvin Peoples II. And I'm here with a special guest all the way from the UK. I'm so excited to have you here and for my show to reach the UK. Like, this is amazing. Jennifer Nicole, thank you.
Hi. Thank you for having me on your show. It's such a pleasure to get my voice across. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for, again, being on the show. And I mean, I'm just excited just to learn a little bit about, the UK. And I've done my research on you, learn more about you. I know you're an amazing writer and you have these goals and ambitions. I read even a blog that you did on toxic work relations or toxic work people. I'm trying to remember how I was like, wow, that was pretty good. And of course,
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And I gotta give a shout out to Tyson's Vibe podcast. That's where I first seen your interview with him. So shout out to you, bro, for that. He's a really good guy. I had him on the show once, and I've been on his show. So I'm excited.
Oh, he's such a lovely guy. Like, he's so sweet and so charming, and he's just amazing.
He is. He really is. He's real cool, and I can't wait to have him back on the show. I hope he's doing good. So can you tell me, what's the UK like, and what's some of your favorite places there?
So the UK is kind of cold. It's like 3-4 degrees. I mean, it hasn't really snowed as much, but it has been icy on a few occasions. But today it's actually nice and breezy and sunny, actually, which I kind of love. Yeah, but I think the main attraction really is, besides my local hometown, obviously being London, is central London, which is like where it's all lit. You've got the nightclubs, the bars, and the restaurants. I mean, like, they've got it all, really.
Awesome. See, that's great to hear, because like all my people here, I'm based in North Carolina in the US, and I always wondered what it's like over there. I actually can't wait to one day hopefully take a vacation there.
Please do, please. I will gladly be your tour guide.
Thank you. So let's get started talking with you. So
yes.
at what moment did you realize that you wanted to become a writer?
Well, I absolutely love Disney. So I grew up watching Aladdin with my dad when I was like, 4-5 years old. Mm-hmm. And it was in that very moment that I felt like I was traveling on this journey with these characters, with growing up with Jasmine and the Sultan, and just like being around, like just like watching that and trying to say, how can I embody that, that captivity? And ever since then, all I've ever wanted to do is just write stories that have purpose, meaning, and just pretty much create storylines that matter and give people hope and inspiration in some way.
Awesome. That's a great story. So is Aladdin your favorite Disney movie of all time?
Oh my God, I've got so many. I love Aladdin, I love Pocahontas, Bambi, Snow White, because I just grew up, in that era, just watching it on VCR. So that was like my time. That was like my childhood,
Mm-hmm. I had a guest on the show one time, and I was talking about VCRs, and his face was like, I'm a DVD guy. I was like, oh man, I'm showing my age now.
Them old school things.
So what are some of the things that you do that helps you get into like your own zone of just creativity just flowing when it comes to writing?
That's a good question. I guess I just sort of have my creative playlist playing in the background, my feel-good songs, and I just like dance along to them. I've got my incense going, my crystals, and I just pretty much get into my divine goddess energy and just allow the creativity to just flow through me and onto the page. And I've been doing that for quite a long time, to the point where it's just come naturally to me now. It's just something that I just have to sort of do and to get started.
That's what's up. That's good. I always wonder that because I've had a few writers and authors on the show, and I always wonder, like, because everyone's a little different. Like,
Yeah.
how do you get these creative like juices flowing? Because I mean, I'm not a writer myself, but sometimes I have a hard time just focusing and getting in that zone. So I'm always
Don't we
interested,
all? Yeah.
yeah, to hear like what do you do to really get you going? So thank you.
You're welcome.
So, what are some of the hobbies, like your hobbies you like to do on your downtime when you're not writing or doing other projects?
I love swimming. Like the gym is pretty cool, but swimming for me, it's my jam, it's my thing. It just clears my mind out of all that mental chatter. And to be honest, when I'm swimming, that's when all the best ideas just come through to me.
That's good to hear. And I did some research on you where you actually worked a little bit with NBC Universal Media over there. So, can you
Yes.
speak on that and your experience there?
Of course. So I worked in their London office as part of work experience. And when I was there, I just pretty much learned the process of screenwriting, just briefly, and vital skills in and around creating virtual reality, sound effects. I also worked on the Jason Bourne franchise
Oh,
by
wow.
developing, yes, it was amazing. We got like 3 DVDs and t-shirts. But yeah, I just pretty much helped develop the electronic sell-through ideas for that, discuss the marketing, distribution channels with like certain TV and film executives and other staff members. And I think for me, that was my first sort of understanding into what actually goes on behind the scenes. And just getting like a brief idea, a brief knowledge, and just like soaking it all in. And I think that experience kind of helped me and shaped me to how I work and the kind of person that I am today.
That's awesome. And that's exciting too. Like I didn't even know that. Wow. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that. That's pretty cool. I love the Jason Bourne movies. I even used to play the video games. Like I mean, I really enjoy it. It's pretty cool to know I'm talking to someone who had a hand in that. That's great.
I've never played the video game, but like I've always wanted to.
Mhm.
And I remember like bugging my dad for one. He was like, no, 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 don't really need it. And I was like, oh. But yeah, I love Jason Bourne franchise. That's like, I mean, I just love spy films in general, like just spy action, James Bond,
Mhm.
Safe Place, all those like films that make you think. And it's kind of like the films and the writing where it makes your head turn to the point as to you think, oh, I know who did it. I know it's that person, but it's not really them, you know?
Mhm.
And for me, it's kind of a work of art, to be honest, because it's like, how do you get that many plot twists in like under what, 2 hours?
Yes,
You know?
yes.
And I think that's what's intriguing to me.
So we got any spy movies coming up from you? Are you
I've
working on
got a
some?
few in the works. I've got a
Okay.
few scripts in the works, but I can't quite say too much on that.
That's awesome. And can you speak on being a part of the Writers Guild Great Britain and what it means to you?
Sure. So being a part of the WGGB, it's pretty amazing to me. I get to network with other writers, attend private film screenings, and just network with other industry professionals. And I'm even invited to attend the Writers Guild of Great Britain Awards. So it means a lot to be a part of such an amazing group of creative writers, creative people, just like me, you know, peeking through into the industry, and also writers who have been in the business for like a long time. And without it, I don't know where I'll be today because it's pretty much my standing point.
Mhm. It's awesome. And I have to ask, like when you
Yeah.
watch like TV shows or movies, like does your writer cap comes on where you're like, oh, that was great how they did this, that, or Or like,
Yes.
can you actually like just sit there try to look at it as a fan and like, oh, this is a good movie? Like, how does that work for you?
I'm kind of guilty of dissecting the film as like a writer's perspective. Like, if I was to write that movie, how would I end it? How would I put all those plot twists in? How would I create that suspense?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like with the Scary Movie franchise, that's like, okay, we like, you know, we all know it's one character who is the main victim,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't really know like who's behind the ghost mask.
Mm-hmm.
And as a writer, it's like, okay, how did you get all of that in? How did you say, okay, we know it's Jason, but then it's Billy, but then it's Billy's mum, and then it's like Billy's mum's someone else, you know? And it's like the same with the Jason Bourne film. You know, you've got like, what, 3 or 4 of them, or the Fast and Furious. And as a writer, it's like, how do you then expand further and further and further to still capture people's attention?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, like, it's all well and good saying, oh, yeah, it's part 1 and part 2, but then it can just flop and lose so much interest, so much hype on that film. So, yeah, yeah.
That's great that you broke it down like that. Yeah, I'm thinking about some of these movie franchises like Nightmare on Elm Street, how long that was going on for, or like you said, the Fast and Furious. I mean, they're all the way up to 9. They're doing 10. Like, I can't imagine trying to be a writer, or I know they have a team, but like, goodness, trying to keep people interested. How can we up the ante this time? Like, that's crazy.
Absolutely.
So I was doing more research on you, and I saw you were very successful and had a lot of experience in property management, and you wanted to take the chance on yourself though to pursue writing. So at what point did you have that crossroads where you're like, I have to do this? And what was that whole experience like?
It was difficult. I didn't really have that support that I wanted. And it wasn't until I had to champion me, be my own cheerleader, be my own support team. And that was quite hard because, you know, you've got your friends, you've got your family, but it's like they don't really get it. You know, like everyone around me is like, oh, just do a 9 to 5, you know, steady income. But when you're so passionate about the thing that you love most, it's a kind of a case of how do you keep afloat and still love that thing and keep going. And for me, I mean, anyone that's going through it, I would probably just say, don't give up on doing that thing you love. Keep going. You know, if you love it enough and you want it badly enough, go do it. Be your great self. Believe in yourself and you will get it. You know, I mean, after my dad died, I had to look within me and ask myself, okay, what do I do now? You know, how do I want my life to look like 5, 10, 20 years down the line? And I had to do the internal work, which was hard. It wasn't all roses and fun and games and raising vibrations. It was crying, healing from years of trauma, pain, my dad's death, you know, nurturing a broken inner child who was sad, miserable, you know, doing things that I pretty much hate, you know. And deep down, I really did want to be free and have fun, create stories, and just dive like so deep into that other world that just sort of takes me away from reality. So yeah, I just kind of chose myself and focused on what I love. And I mean, having my support from my mum later on in life, like a year ago, it has been incredible, but the beginning was rocky and it was hard. And I think it all just stems down from determination, just not giving up on that dream, not giving up on being great, I feel.
Thank you for sharing that. Like, that,
you're welcome.
Very powerful, and I think that's going to help out a lot of people, all my peeps that's watching this and many others.
Yes.
That's why I call my audience my peeps.
I love that.
So I wanted to ask about the Goddess Within series. So where did that inspiration come from? Because those really good pieces that you wrote there.
Thank you. So it is in 3 parts. The first one, it came from a need to pretty much express that beauty is individual and it's within all women and men alike. You know, beauty is more than what you see and read on magazines, billboards, TV adverts. And I guess I was pretty much trying to say that beauty is what you make it. The second story, I believe, was about home, you know, and I wanted to inspire people just to be like, you know, home is where your heart is. It's what makes you truly happy. And that can be having fun on the beach, looking out, you know, on the sea or whatever, having fun with friends. It's just pretty much wherever you lay your hat. And the third one about the toxic work environment and, you know, the collaboration and seeing other people's differences as strengths. I mean, Evelyn may not have liked Mr. Connors, but in the end, they both had a lot of things in common without actually realising. And it was written around the time of Christmas and the joys of it all and how so many people celebrate it with friends and families. And I wanted to just get across that need of being seen, being heard when Evelyn was in that much pain. You know, she didn't really get the whole Christmas spirit thing because she was still grieving her Aunt Rose. And that amount of sorrow and loss when the two of them were so close is pretty hard. And it is even harder to celebrate and be happy when you're going through something like that. And with Mr. Connors, he was just, you know, bringing up some home traditions that he does on Christmas and Christmas Eve. And I guess it just hit home for Evelyn that maybe this guy is not so bad after all, that yes, he does have his faults, but to hear that Evelyn kind of inspired him in more ways than one was kind of all Evelyn needed to just feel seen in that moment. And to like talk it out, you know, about what she's going through internally. And, you know, after that, Rutgers is a great team. And I think like the story just sort of came across as you're not alone. You know, you have a support system around you if you just reach out. And I guess like those stories have just always been within me, just waiting for a chance to come out and have their moment, I suppose. And I really do have to give props and thanks to Jen and Rose Kaz from the Lady Boss International for giving me that space to create and tell the stories that I needed to tell. So yeah.
Awesome.
Oh God.
That is
getting all teary now, but yeah.
No, it's all good. That's why I love this show. It's real, raw emotions.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I definitely gotta definitely put the series into description for the video for all my peeps to check it out. It's really amazing. I just love your work, man. I really do. Like I could tell that when you talk about the getting the emotions and stuff, like watching Tom at Aladdin, that still carries over.
Yeah, it does. It does. I feel like I've always been a creator, and it's just waiting for like that bubble to just burst through. Be like, look at me, here I am. I mean, in the past, I have sort of shone away from the spotlight, and I have sort of dimmed my light. But yeah, I feel like it's my time now to put all my creativity on the map.
That's true. Who are some of the writers that you that inspire you or influence you?
Oh,
You're like me, myself, and I.
Well, yes, of course, that as well. But yeah, Tyler Perry. I mean, I love his work and his dedication to his craft, his creativity, and what he does. I mean, he's amazing. You know, he writes stories that move you, that make you think and wonder. I mean, he does look at the deeper meaning behind the stories and the characters. He throws in some comedy, and it's just incredible, how he just gets his point across, with characters like Uncle Joe, Medea, they're like the iconic ones. Yeah. And I think his writing certainly inspires me to think deeper and more creatively outside of myself and outside the box. And he certainly makes me want to throw away everything I've already known and just go against it entirely, create something that is different and unusual. And perhaps I'll have something as incredible as Tyler Perry's work one day. Who knows?
Well, speak into existence, manifest it.
That's it.
So my next question was, is there someone that you would love to work with in the future? But I guess Tyler Perry would definitely be one of them.
Yes, absolutely.
Anyone else comes to mind?
Bradley Cooper, for sure. His level of storytelling and seeing the bigger picture is incredible. It really is. It's like he understands how a story can just come together and be something great, and at the same time speak volumes to those watching. And that is someone I'd love to work with and create magic with, for sure. And oh my goodness, Jordan Peele, yes, his consistency and determination in all things storytelling and movie making is just so good and just so effortless. He had a story to tell with Get Out, and it was a great one, a good one. That was such an amazing movie with such huge volumes beside it.
That was a really good movie. And actually, on my podcast, I actually had Antoine Jones on here. He actually did some of the cover.
Right.
Yeah, he did some of the cover work where he for the posters and stuff. And then they of course had to edit it out and then put the actual actor they went with. But he was telling me behind the scenes stories, a little off camera, not too much on camera, but a little off camera. And we talked about a lot of other stuff. So that's good you brought
That's
up.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah, that was a good episode too. I love that movie Get Out.
Right.
Look, you've done so much already, Jennifer, and you like you said, this is your top, I feel, and you got so much more to go. So where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Oh, probably still developing several projects of my own. I do hope I had enough opportunities in 5 years' time and experiences, to expand my thirst for knowledge, creativity with my writing. And I hope one day I can be seen and heard and even celebrated for my achievements and talents and goals.
That's awesome. It's going to happen. We're going to manifest it, okay?
Yes.
So there's 2 questions I normally like to ask all my guests that come on the show because I just love their answers. They're always different. So one of them is always going to be about the favorite quote. So what is your favorite quote that you lean on during good times or bad times? And I know it's going to be a good one because you're a Disney kid. So let's hear it.
So my quote, I told myself this quote, so it's like my own exclusive quote. But it does inspire me, and it has definitely gotten me through some, both good and bad times, I'll tell you that. But it will just be to stop worrying, A good storyline must have some intrigue in it. Otherwise, is it even a good story worth reading? So write that intrigue, write those plot twists, and write from your heart. If it moves you and causes you to stop and think, I'm sure it'll do the same to others who read it as well.
That's a good one. I really like that one. And my next one I ask is, what is a hidden talent that either your friends, family, or even fans don't know about you?
I don't really have a hidden talent, but I am very spiritual. More than anyone knows. I'll leave it at that.
I must ask, because I know you're constantly busy. So, what are some current projects that you got cooking in the pot right now for all of us? I know you talked a little bit about some you can't talk about earlier. What can you talk about?
I mean, I have completed. Okay, I'll tell you what. I will tell you this.
Oh, I get some breaking news on the podcast I'm talking about.
I will tell you this, is that my horror shorts feature has been in numerous film festivals. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Okay, see, I feel like I'm getting some breaking news here.
Who knows? Who knows? You may see it on the screen one day and be like, "Oh yeah, that was Jennifer's work."
I can't wait. I'm gonna be marking it and be like, "Oh wait a minute, that's Jennifer Bourne."
Yeah.
I'll make sure I share it to everybody.
Please do.
I will. Is there anyone that you want to give a shout out to for always believing in you and supporting you as we get ready to wrap up?
My best friends. Anyone who has ever believed in me and supported me in silence and from the sidelines, unseen and unheard. And my dad, he gave me the strength and the courage I needed to fulfill my dreams in the first place. So I've got to thank him, you know.
Definitely.
But yeah.
Awesome. And where can all my peeps and future audiences, or new audiences say, find you on social media?
I am on Instagram, Jennifer Nicole Official, one word. I am on Clubhouse, which you can get off on my link tree on my Instagram account.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being a part of the People's Choice podcast. Is there any last words you want to say to the peeps?
Yes, I would say live your dreams for you. Don't live your life for someone else to make them happy if it makes you miserable. Do your due diligence, of course, and life is worth living. It's supposed to be happy and fulfilling. So go and be happy. Be happy, you know, doing what you love. Be happy creating, whether it's podcast, music, acting, writing, directing, dancing. Just allow that creativity to be birthed by you and just to flow through you. So yeah, thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you for being a part of that. That was great. Thank you. Jennifer Nicole, everybody.
Woo woo.
We are out. Thank you.
You're welcome.